Would have loved wearing my fleece blanket hoodie, making it your own. It's big enough for two, I'd have said moving in. There was a time when you would have laughed at this, kissing my forehead and boxing yourself into me. You would have loved my kitchen and never bumping your head on the cabinets. There is plenty of room for us to stir the pot and fry the onions. My kitchen island is a muted yellow, taking residency in the middle of the room. We would argue over it, possessing too much space and accumulating clutter. I bet you would have kept the mail piles tidy. You would have loved the sliding doors transitioning to the living room, signaling it's time to relax when they glide shut, splitting the space between devouring and winding down. You would love the new table, its duality of rehousing the blankets and overspilling with charcuterie boards while we feast on each other's triumphs. You would have loved the new record player and how it housed both CDs and tapes. I'd search the internet for Noah Kahan's greatest hits and greet you with them, just because I want your smile to travel through the apartment. You would have loved the view from my bedroom, observing the oranges creaking into pinks, inhaling a new breath through the rise of the window. As you exhaled the smoke from the escape you call shelter, you would have loved that when your mind closeted you from finding peace, you could relocate to the balcony, imagine stars fading into you, retreating to the cabin in the woods you always dream of. You would love the bathroom, the hideaway above the sink, locking away hard-to-swallow pills, reviewing your choices in the mirror, the closet that reached far enough back to hold your curl cream and my detangling spray. Finally, space for the both of us. You would have loved the dive bar past the window view, spending Friday nights with the regulars, bartenders stirring our names into your margarita, kissing me when we wander home. You would hate the lack of counter space in my kitchen, making it hard for both of us to move together. You would ask me to relocate, shut yourself away in the living room, turning the music down when I come to kiss you. Remind me, there is not room for the both of us on this couch. You would hate how my clothes cluttered the closets and there was no space for your dresser. You would hate waking up with the sun traveling through the shades, birds chirping, complaining you just wanted to sleep in. You would hate every time you tried to wander towards the bathroom, you'd bump into the corner of the bed. When you open the mirror above the sink, everything spills out. You would hate that I kept the blinds open even when changing. You would have said, Bella, I don't want the neighbors to see me naked. I would argue, no one is ever looking that close. When you leave for work, you forget to kiss me goodbye. If you ever want to visit, I'll leave the door unlocked. I know you'll scold me, and I'll tell you my father always told me locks are for dishonest people, and I have nothing to hide.